Hi, everyone. Welcome to Upgrade Your Skincare. And I love that this woman on the front page looks like Rosario Dawson. I did this class a couple weeks ago, and when I put the PowerPoint presentation on, I realized I feel like I'm looking at somebody I know and a very famous person. So my name is Amanda Brumel. If you're watching the replay and you don't know me, I'm a holistic health coach, and I've been guiding people towards healing their bodies, their minds, and their spirits for the last 16 years. I believe in a holistic approach, starting from a natural point, beginning with nature. And then if there are needs for Western medicine, we have that as an option. But unfortunately, in our culture, we tend to go for the Western medicine first, and those come with a lot of side effects, unfortunately. So we have this other beautiful option of using what comes naturally from the earth. There are ways of integrating science and nature in ways that are non-toxic. And so I'm a really big proponent of integrative medicine. And so we're going to talk about primarily natural forms of upgrading our skincare and ways that we can integrate some more techniques and science into that equation to just up level our overall health, and that will be reflected in our skin, because what is happening inside our bodies is reflected in our skin. So any questions you have, please feel pop in the chat. Please feel free to pop in the chat. Okay, so I want to share right now in the chat a document that you can reference. This is just a way to kind of follow along, take notes if you wish. You can download it to your computer for future reference. If you have a printer handy, you're welcome to print it. You can also take notes in a journal if you wish. Let me just admit one person from the waiting room. And this is a skincare guide, and anybody watching the replay, I will include this in the email that I send you when I send out the replay. All right, so what we're going to cover, I sent you the link to the PDF for the notes. We're going to cover oil safety, because as beautiful and wonderful as natural medicine is, it is important that we're using these tools safely. Anything in excess can be a toxin, even water. So we have to make sure that we're using things in the proper amounts and in the proper ways as well. Hi, Carlene. Thanks for joining us. I'm just muting everyone. And then if you have questions, pop them in the chat, or we can save them. If you want to ask verbally, just save that till the end. We're going to talk about practical tips for flawless skin, best oils for skin concerns. So if you're dealing with something specific in your skin, I'll give you some suggested protocols. My daily skin routine that works well for me, that you may want to try bits and pieces of, or maybe the whole thing. And then product bundles and some deals that you can take advantage of, especially if you're an existing doTERRA customer, which I think most of everyone on here is already a doTERRA customer. If anybody watching is not a current doTERRA customer, then at the end I'll go through more ways that you can get involved as a newbie. All right, Joyce, hello. Okay, so benefits of essential oils for skin. Number one, they're natural. They come from the earth. I don't think we were placed on this earth without having solutions for our health that come from the earth. I don't believe the only solutions come from a science lab. So I love that essential oils just come from plants. They're natural extracts from flowers, from leaves, from fruits, and we can use them in our bodies safely. Again, as I mentioned, there are certain amounts and different ways of using things that will ensure safety. For instance, diluting. If you're going to use oils topically, diluting them with a carrier oil like fractionated coconut oil, that's my favorite, just because it's odorless, colorless, hypoallergenic. It's a very thin oil that absorbs into the skin really easily. So you're not going to have that like thick layer of grease if you're using it. So it helps the essential oil penetrate into the skin and into the bloodstream much faster, because you don't have these really fatty oil molecules that are keeping the essential oil on the top of your skin. It allows it to really penetrate into the body. Also, you don't want to consume more than 24 drops of oil internally in a 24-hour period. I would say it's pretty hard to ingest that much oil. It's not like you're going to be poisoned if you ingest more than 24 drops. You'd pretty much have to drink a bottle of oil to have any concern. And I think it would be virtually impossible for you to consume a bottle of oil all at once. Your body would just automatically throw it up. I had a friend, my friend and mentor, she was trying to put a drop of lemon under her tongue, and she didn't realize she had taken the little plastic top off, like this little plastic part. She had taken this off. So when she tipped it over, the entire bottle of lemon went into her mouth and she just like regurgitated it. So poisoning yourself with essential oils is really hard. I mean, it's virtually impossible. So if you have an allergy to a particular fruit or plant, usually the essential oil will not cause a reaction, but I wouldn't experiment with something, that causes like a major allergic reaction for you. Like if you're allergic to cedar wood trees, then I wouldn't put a bunch of cedar wood on your body. You could try taking a sniff out of a bottle and see if it has any sort of reaction before you put anything topically on your skin, because because the oils are extracted, the proteins that trigger the allergic reaction in your body are not present. So very often people who are allergic to certain plants are not necessarily allergic to the essential oil. That's not in all cases, but the beauty of this is that you get to learn what works for your body. And my goal is to lead you back home to your own intuition. You can hear all of this advice from me. This is what works for me. This is what's worked for a lot of my clients, but it doesn't mean it's, the Bible of how to use these oils. As you go along, you're going to learn the wisdom of your own body and how oils integrate with what your body needs. And that my goal is to guide you towards understanding that for yourself. So take everything that I say with a pinch of salt, a pinch of wild orange infused salt. They also have, essential oils also have soothing, cleansing, and purifying properties. They're one of the most cleansing substances on the planet. So when we're thinking about purifying the skin, essential oils are so beautiful because they can penetrate into our skin on a cellular level. They can actually penetrate into our cells. Oils are lipophilic and are like lipophilic. If you think of liposuction, that's sucking the fat out of the body. Lipophilic means fat penetrable. The cell membrane is made of fat, and essential oils are basically fat soluble, so they can go penetrate the cell membrane and go on the inside of the cell and interact with the cell in a way that it triggers a cleansing, rejuvenating response. So essential oils are one of the most powerful ways of influencing the way our cells express. And there are studies to show that it can influence the way our DNA expresses. So just because there's something that is genetically predisposed in your family doesn't mean that it's a sentence for you. You have control over the way that your genetics express based on what you're consuming, both with your thoughts, with your physical consumption, and also energetic consumption. You have control over how the genetics expresses in your body. So just keep that in mind, that we have so much more power than we even realize. Oh, Kelsey talked about liposomal absorption today. That is a coincidence. Please, if there are any tips that you want to share with us, please let us know, some nuggets of wisdom. Okay, use of essential oils on skin. So you can apply oils directly. I would say flowers and tree oils are usually safe to use neat. That means without dilution. However, I am a delicate flower, so I like to dilute even when I don't really need to. And sometimes it'll just mean like I'll put my moisturizer on first and then I'll kind of dot my essential oil on. I find that dilution increases efficacy, and it also prevents sensitivity over time. So if you're putting an oil neat on your skin over and over and over and over and over again, it could create some sensitivity in the skin over time. But if you're diluting it, you're spreading out the molecules. You also have to use much less of your essential oil product, and you can cover more surface area if you're diluting it. So there's just a lot of reasons and a lot of encouragement to do dilution. But you can apply things like peppermint neat, lavender, cedarwood, vetiver, frankincense. Those are all oils that you can apply neat to your skin. Things like oregano, do not apply neat. Please don't, it hurts. Lemongrass, I wouldn't recommend applying neat. Any of the spices or the hotter oils, cinnamon, those are ones that ginger, I wouldn't apply those neat. I would definitely dilute them. You could also just add oils to your cleansers and lotions. So if you were to, you know, open up your moisturizer bottle, your Virage moisturizer bottle, mine's empty because I used it all. I just finished it up this morning, actually. You could add a couple of extra drops of tea tree oil. If you're working on clearing up blemishes, you could add some tea tree oil. If you're wanting more hydration in your skin, you could add a couple of drops of ylang ylang or geranium. So you can add it directly into your existing lotions, serums. You can even put it in your shampoo. So you can add rosemary, lavender, peppermint into your shampoo to give you that like tingly experience. And it also helps with calming down dandruff. It helps with hair growth. So using essential oil infused skincare products is kind of the fast track to enhancing your skincare routine. Most skincare products have essential oils in them. However, I would say like 85% of them are synthetic. So you might have fragrance, or you might have a subpar quality of essential oil in the skincare product. Most of the time, people are buying their essential oils from a broker, and that broker is selling to hundreds or thousands of companies, and everyone's just sort of rebranding it under their own brand. The difference with doTERRA is they go directly to the farming source. They don't have a middleman of a broker. So they're creating these unique partnerships with artisan farmers all over the world. So they're getting a high quality product that they can monitor, that it's being sourced sustainably, that the environment is being cared for and cultivated, the relationships with the workers are being cultivated, they're being paid fairly, and they're able to test multiple times. I think they have like 17 different tests that they do on every batch of oil to make sure that it meets the standard of potency and purity. So you're just getting a much higher quality product when you're using doTERRA versus something you just might buy off the shelf. Even if it's organic, it's often coming from just like a big warehouse broker, whatever ingredients they're using in the products. So we talked about safety guidelines with dilution. So I recommend dilution. My general ratio is 3 drops of carrier oil to every 1 drop of essential oil. If I'm using something like oregano, I might do like 5 or 6 drops of carrier oil to 1 drop of essential oil. So again, I would spot test on little parts of your skin if you're using an oil for the first time, just to see how your skin reacts. And if it's too strong, then you might have to dilute it a little bit more. So yeah, start with small amounts, 1 to 2 drops of essential oil versus like trying to put like 10 drops of essential oil on your skin. You really don't need very much. It's so powerful. 1 drop of essential oil has 40 million trillion molecules. 40 million trillion, that's a lot of zeros. It's like 18 zeros or something. And you don't even have that many cells in your body. So 1 drop of essential oil can service every cell in your body multiple times. So less is more in the case of essential oils. You really don't need a lot. So if you're using small amounts, you can use them every 4 to 6 hours. So say you have a rash or you have itchy skin, putting it on once may not do the trick. You might have to put it on every few hours to help soothe and purify the skin. So this is the difference between natural remedies and something you might get over the counter. You might have a response within, you know, a few hours if you take an over the counter or prescription, but then you end up with a lot of side effects as a result. And you can read the list of potential side effects when you buy that medication. It will give you a pamphlet and tell you all the things that might happen, like, oh, your arm might fall off, and then you won't have that eczema problem anymore because you no longer have an arm. Alita asks, what oils would you use for anti-aging that you can mix in your cleansers and lotions? Great question. We're going to get to that. I'm going to go through specific oils and products that you can use in one of the upcoming slides. So if your answer doesn't get, your question doesn't get answered, then just ask me again so I don't forget before we wrap up. Areas to avoid, I wouldn't put oils in your eyeballs, and I wouldn't put it in your ears. You can do it around your ears. Like behind here, I do a protocol every night around my ears because I have tinnitus and I'm working on healing that. So I have a protocol of DDR Prime, Helichrysum, and On Guard, and I roll it around my ears every night before I go to sleep. And then any sort of like damaged skin, like if you just had surgery and you have an open wound, I wouldn't be putting a bunch of essential oils on there. But once the wound has healed, then you can start to put essential oils on it to help the recovery and healing process and to reduce scarring. All right, my top tips for glowing skin. So these are tips you may have heard before. They're somewhat generic, but I'm going to give you specific tips within these broader categories. So obviously drinking water. How many times do we hear that? Yeah, drink water, drink good water. But you can also be hydrated through the foods that you're eating, like eating watermelon, cucumber, romaine lettuce. Foods that have a high water content will also help to hydrate your body, and oftentimes your body can absorb it better when there's all those other nutrients in the food source. So using very hydrating foods in addition to drinking your purified water throughout the day is key. Also, avoid seed oils. Seed oils are highly processed. They are heated at very high temperatures. They're not stable. They can cause a lot of oxidation in the body. You're going to have a bunch of free radicals rolling around your body. And a lot of times that gets stored in your fat cells, which then turns into cellulite. So avoid seed oils. And I'm sorry to say, seed oils are in almost every packaged food on the shelf at the store, even the organic food store. I did. Oh, Kelsey talked. Okay, you're in the right place, Kelsey. There's some sort of synchronicity happening right now. I found out about, I knew seed oils, like you shouldn't cook with seed oils. Like canola oil obviously is not a great oil to cook with. But it hadn't occurred to me how many products use seed oils, like sunflower oil, safflower oil, rice bran oil. Those are seed oils, and canola oil, which is known as rapeseed oil. That's the original name of it, is rapeseed oil. Grapeseed oil, not great to use. So I would challenge you to, next time you go to the grocery store and you're picking up anything that's in a box or a bag that doesn't come from the produce section, to check out the ingredients to see what kind of oil they're using, because most likely it is seed oil and it's in oat milk. Oat milk is probably one of the most processed things you can drink. I do not recommend using plant milks unless you can find something that has very few ingredients. Like the Malk brand is pretty decent, but like Oatly, so bad. So many preservatives. To make milk like that and preserve it, you have to put so much crap in it. So even though if you have an allergy to dairy or a lactose intolerance, it's best to get one of those almond cow things and make your own milk at home. There are other ways to make your own milk without having to buy an almond cow. But if you can sprout your nuts and your oats before you make milk, that's ideal. But if you really are just like, I'm never going to do that. Sorry, Amanda, I'm never going to sprout my own nuts and make oat milk at home. Look for brands that have no seed oils and use things like coconut cream instead. That's better. You could even just use coconut cream as if you drink coffee or tea and you need a creamer, just use coconut cream. That's at least less processed and does not include seed oils. So if you're going to buy snacks at the store, look for coconut oil. It does have a higher fat content, but it means it's stable at higher temperatures. So it's a better option. Allie, you use Elmhurst. Yeah, I've tried Elmhurst before. I wasn't a huge fan of the taste, but I haven't looked at the ingredients. So I would just say, check out the ingredients and make sure it doesn't have any seed oils in it. Okay, next tip for supplementation. Obviously, we have to take supplements these days. It's pretty much impossible to get all of our nutrients from food. Even if you eat a perfect diet, our soil is so depleted of nutrients from decades and decades of mass farming. And so, you have to eat 50 apples today to equal the nutritional value of one apple 50 years ago. So if you're going to take supplements, which I highly recommend, you want to make sure that they're bioavailable. Because if they're not, you're basically just throwing your money down the toilet, literally. You will ingest the vitamins and they will just go out through your urine. Your liver will have to do extra work to process them because your cells aren't actually using the nutrition. So bioavailability basically just means your cells can recognize it as food and use it. The beauty of the doTERRA supplements is they have essential oils in the omegas. So this Lifelong Vitality Pack, if you take the Vitality Pack, pop it in the comments. Let us know if you take them and what you've noticed since you've started taking them. But this pack is pretty much everything you need in a day. It makes it so easy. If you're taking all these separate vitamins, you can throw them all out and consolidate them in this pack. Your omegas, you've got your vitamins and minerals, and then you've got all your antioxidant complexes. in the Alpha CRS Plus. And the omegas and the essential oils taken together with the vitamins and minerals creates a situation where, remember, the oils are lipophilic. They help to push the nutrition of the vitamins and the minerals into the cells. So they work together and they collaborate together to make the nutrients even more bioavailable. So these are the most effective supplements I've taken. I never used to recommend supplements before these. I was highly resistant to trying these. It took me almost a year to even try them, and then I returned them because I didn't notice a difference in like 3 days. And then Robin, my friend and mentor, she was like, don't you tell your customers and clients to give things at least like 30 days to 90 days? And I was like, yeah, but does that have to apply to me too? So I reordered them and I committed to 30 days. And then I started noticing a big difference in my energy by week 3. And then by 60 days, I at the time had really, really severe acne. And when I was walking around my office at work, people were like on the sly, like, what happened to your skin? Did you like get a face peel? And I was like, no, I just started taking these supplements that I am now going to be obligated to buy every month because they worked, but it's cheaper than a face peel and much safer. So yeah, I highly recommend the bioavailability of your supplements. So would Vitality, avocado oil, Erica, avocado oil is okay. I wouldn't recommend cooking with it, but you could use it raw. Like if you were making, like olive oil and avocado oil are good to use raw. But cooked, they're not super stable and they can oxidize and go rancid at high temperatures. Allie, would Vitality Pack be good for a man who is looking for a multivitamin? Absolutely, 100%. It would be amazing. And depending on who you are, you might need different dosages of the Life and Vitality Pack. So if you're not sure, I can talk to you a little bit more one-to-one about what the right dosage would be for you. I find that I do best on a full dose, but there are sometimes, like Lizzie told a story of this fireman who like did best on like a quarter of a dose, and this tiny little lady did best on a 3/4 of a dose. So I can help you navigate that if you need support. Kelsey takes some. She feels a lot lighter, less brain fog, and more natural energy. Yeah, 100%. LLV is ideal for men and women. LLV is also a perfect prenatal vitamin. Super amazing. There's a fertility clinic in New York that uses the LLV to help women get preggers. So if you don't want to get preggers, maybe don't take the LLV, or just also take your contraceptives, or use contraceptives. I'm not a big birth control fan, but yeah, LLV could make you more fertile. Skin is less dry. Yep, I've experienced that also. I used to have combination skin, and now I just like sort of have this glowy thing going all the time. And it's not oily where I need to like use the oil pads all day like I used to. It's just like, I'm kind of sweaty right now, so it's extra glowy because I don't have my air conditioning on because it's too loud. But it's so nice. My skin is balanced out, which is amazing because I had the worst acne I used to be so horribly embarrassed to go into public because of my acne. And now I barely even wear makeup. Like I almost never wear makeup, even when I leave the house, which I would never dare do in my 20s. And even in most of my 30s, I wouldn't dare leave the house without makeup on. Okay, exercise and stress. Avoid spiking your cortisol. That will mess up all your hormones, which will affect your skin. So spiking cortisol is often related to high impact cardio. That would be CrossFit, HIIT training, running. I'm not saying to never do those things, but just know that when you are engaging in high cardio activity like that, and you're having trouble breathing and your body is really working intensely, you have it's more likely that you're spiking cortisol. So when you're doing exercise, it's encouraged to do things that are calming the body and helping to balance the hormones versus spiking hormones. In your environment, diffuse to purify the air. Just make sure that your diffuser is clean, because if your diffuser is not clean and you're diffusing, you're canceling out the purifying properties. So I rinse out my diffuser after every time I use it. And then once a week, I put a little white vinegar in there or apple cider vinegar and I let it soak. And then I get a little Q-tip with some lemon oil and I get all the corners and stuff and I make sure that it's all clean and I let it dry. And then you can even actually do a couple of cycles of putting your diffuser on with the vinegar and water mixture in there with a little lemon oil. Let that diffuse for maybe 30 minutes or so, and then rinse it out, let it dry, and then refill your diffuser. So make sure that you're cleaning your diffuser properly. But using essential oils in the air just helps to clean and purify the air. And it also opens up the lungs, allows more oxygenation into the body. So it can help with, if you're having, respiratory issues, or you're wanting to increase your endurance during exercise, it will open up the blood and create more of a flow in your bloodstream. Proper skincare. I heard this tip and I loved it. And now I tell everyone, oil up everything you love. So if you love your face, you oil it up. You love your body, oil it up. You love your hair and your scalp, oil it up. Oil up everything. You can do, doTERRA has this awesome root to tip serum. Do I have it here? I might have put it away. It's a root to tip serum that you can massage into your scalp at night. So if you like to shower in the morning, you can massage the root to tip serum in your scalp at night and use it like as an overnight hair mask. It's got a lot of great oils in there for hair stimulation and growth. And then you can wash it out in the morning with your doTERRA shampoo, and you can add in, your tea tree and your rosemary and your peppermint or your lavender, whatever you like to smell like, whatever you like your hair to smell like, you can put it directly in your shampoo or your conditioner. And that's a great way to keep your scalp nourished. It's also good for brain health. If you're massaging your scalp, you're kind of like opening things up, and you're also opening up your crown chakra, because our scalps get so tight with all the stress that we have during the day. So if you can give yourself a little massage, it can also help with sleep as well. Advice for people who refuse to use oils because they're already too oily. So this is the idea. This is the same idea of like, oh, if you eat fat, you'll get fat. And in fact, a lot of times we are gaining weight because we're not getting enough fats. Fats are so critical for brain health and brain function. And if you were an 80s baby, you probably went through the period of time where it was like low fat everything. And then they just started adding all this sugar into stuff to make things palatable, because nothing tasted good because there was no fat in it. So it's the same idea here. Like, you have to use oils to not be oily, because your hormones are out of balance, probably because you're not getting enough of the right omegas, the right omega fatty acids. So you have to, those are oils. So you have to put oils internally, and the right kind of oils, to help balance your what's coming on in the outside. So usually we're over oily because we're dry. So the body is producing extra oil to compensate for the dryness. And so it's almost like how, you have diarrhea, but it's really a symptom of constipation, and your body's compensating for the constipation by trying to like get the waste out. So using really good high quality fatty acids on a regular basis will help to balance that issue. And that's what's helped me. I just had a huge oil problem. I was breaking out all the time, and it's not a problem for me anymore. So yeah, I'm more on the glowy side right now, very sweaty, but more of the glow instead of like the oil that just feels like you have layers of crap on your face. I don't have that anymore. Oh, whoops. Last tip on this page. If I can go back. Can I go back? How do I go back? Oh, here we go. Oops, too far. Sun protection. So doTERRA came out with a new sunscreen line. It is amazing. So look at me. I am very fair. I can barely go in the sun for more than like 5 minutes without getting completely lobsterified. And I don't like wearing sunscreen because it feels so gross on my skin. And a lot of times I can taste it. Like after I put sunscreen on, I can taste the minerals in my mouth, and I hate it. And doTERRA finally launched their sun care line, and I am obsessed. This stuff, unfortunately, it's sold out. When it comes back in, buy it immediately. It is a stick that you can just rub on your arms. You can rub it on your face. It's very light. It's not streaky. It smells amazing, and I don't taste it. So they also have a cream and a spray. I think the spray is still in stock. It sprays on like a lotion, and then you can just massage it in. It's lovely, and it works really well. And then they just came out with this after sun care spray. You can kind of see, this is the after sun spray. So if you do go out in the sun and you did get a little sunburn, you can just spray this on. You just spray it on and then massage it in, and it'll soothe any sort of sunburn or, oh no, dropped all my products. Yeah, it'll soothe that baby skin of yours. I do recommend. Hey, Kelsey's still back. I know, I'm sorry. No one expected the sun care stuff to sell out that fast. Like, people went nutso for it. So that's the thing with doTERRA. Sometimes when they launch stuff, it like sells out within an hour, and then sometimes other stuff doesn't, and it's hard to predict what will sell out and what won't. So I've just gotten the habit of just, if I think I might want something, I just buy it immediately, because I get sad if I missed out, especially on limited time stuff. So the last tip I'll give you is for sun care. You don't want to avoid the sun completely. We need sun, and we do need direct exposure to sun. There are studies to show that the skin cancer is linked to preservatives and ingredients in skincare and sun care products that are not so great for us. And the sun is interacting with those chemicals on the skin and then creating breakages in DNA. So it's not fully proven, but it is a theory that's out there, and it makes sense to me. So I like to get 15 minutes of direct sun contact in the morning. It also helps balance circadian rhythms. And then if I'm going to spend more than 15 minutes in the sun, I'll put sunscreen on afterwards, just to make sure that I'm not going to get super sunburned. Okay, so which oil should I use? All right, so skin imperfections. This is for blemishes. So if you're dealing with blemishes, if you have a teenager in your life who's dealing with them, or if yourself, maybe you break out around your cycle, or if you eat too much sugar, or some of those like hydrogenated fats that are not so good for us, like French fries. If we go out, if I eat peanut butter or French fries, I am guaranteed to break out within 48 hours. So the HD Clear, I absolutely love this stuff. I am obsessed with the smell. I don't know what it is. Like some oils, you're just like, I don't know why I love this so much, but I could literally just like stick this up my nostril and walk around all day smelling it. I also use it under my arm. So after I come out of the shower, I'll put HD Clear on, and then I'll put my deodorant on, because that's the, underarm smell comes from bacteria interacting with your sweat. So HD Clear has oils in there that help to mitigate bacteria. So these are some other oils you can use. HD Clear has a lot of these oils in it. So you can either get the HD Clear blend, or if you have these oils at home, you could make your own little roller bottle. And a roller bottle has 200 drops. So I usually like to do a 3-to-1 ratio. So I'll do like, 65 drops of a mix of essential oils, and then the rest I'll fill with fractionated coconut oils. So you could do like 10 lavender, 10 melaleuca, which is also known as tea tree, 10 frankincense, 10 grapefruit, 5 patchouli, 5 helichrysum, 5 sandalwood, 5 rose, and then the rest fractionated coconut oil, and you sort of have your own version of HD Clear. So if you're a DIYer, that's an idea. HD Clear is an oil blend. Yep. And it comes in a roller bottle. And HD Clear, it can be a replacement for deodorant. I find that I put the HD Clear on first, and then I put my deodorant on, and my deodorant is much more effective because I don't use an antiperspirant and I use a natural deodorant. So I find that layering the HD Clear on first and then putting the deodorant on after, the deodorant lasts longer. Sometimes I can just do HD Clear, but most of the time I have to do both. Okay, anti-aging. So these are oils for anti-aging. The Immortelle anti-aging blend is kind of like HD Clear. It's just a roller, and it has all these oils in it. So if you want just the convenience, you can get the Immortelle blend. A cool tip is that the Immortelle blend is not diluted. So you could get your Immortelle, get an empty roller, and then split the Immortelle oil in between the 2 rollers, fill them with fractionated coconut oil, and then you have 2 Immortelle bottles. Because Immortelle is more expensive, and if you want it to last longer and you want to make sure it's diluted, you can just split it up that way. So that's a quick money-saving hack. And then patchouli, helichrysum, myrrh, frankincense. I'm obsessed with helichrysum. I have this helichrysum roller that I use. It's really helped me heal acne scars. So you can put helichrysum on, directly if you notice that you're having like scarring. It's also really good for wrinkles. If you were to get a cut, a scrape, a bug bite, it's also known as, what is it called? Liquid stitches. So it helps to decrease blood. Like if you're bleeding, it decreases bleeding and helps the healing process to accelerate. So Alita, these are some, I think this is what part of your question before, these are some oils that you could add directly into your skincare products, or you could just get the Immortelle blend and use that directly on your skin. Allie, woo! Not sure what that was a reaction to, but I love it. Okay, smooth complexion. So if you're just trying to even out your skin tone and the texture, these are oils that you can use, or you can just get neroli. neroli touch, and put that on your skin before you put your moisturizer on. But all of these are wonderful oils, and you'll notice that they're mostly flowers. And flowers are really calming to the skin. They're really nourishing, really hydrating. So depending on what you have at home, you can, experiment with different combinations, and just find, what your skin loves the most. What does it drink up? Purifying. So if you're finding you have a lot of clogged pores, or just your skin is dull, you can use citrus like grapefruit, and you can even make your own little like sugar scrub. So you can just keep in mind that if you're making your own products at home, the shelf life is much shorter than if you're buying pre-made products, because pre-made products will often have some kind of preservative in it to extend the shelf life. You just want to make sure that whatever preservative is being used is low tox or no tox. And you can check on ewg.org. EWG.org is a website that rates the toxicity level of different skincare and beauty care products. And so you just want to make sure that whatever preservatives are in the products that you're using are non-tox. And so we can be happy with doTERRA because everything that they add to their products is non-toxic. But if you're making it at home, if you're not adding a preservative, then your shelf life is pretty short. So if you make a sugar scrub, after like a week or so, you could start to be getting some bacteria and stuff in there. So I would just make small amounts. But you could use a sugar scrub with grapefruit, frankincense. You could add in juniper berry, Douglas fir, and put a couple of drops in there and just, lightly scrub your skin. And that's sort of an at-home exfoliation option, and that will help with skin purification. If you are going to put citrus on your face, don't go directly into the sun. So I'd recommend doing that kind of scrub at night when you're going to go to sleep. And then wash your face in the morning. If you put citrus on your skin and you go directly into the sun, it can make your skin more photosensitive, meaning it's more prone to burning. So just know that if you're going to put a citrus on your face in the morning, you definitely want to put sunscreen on and avoid prolonged exposure to sun. So I wouldn't like lather on grapefruit and then go lay out at the beach. That wouldn't be a recommendation. And bergamot, you want to avoid, I generally avoid putting bergamot on any parts of my skin that are going to be exposed to the sun. I could put a little bit on my wrist, behind my ears, around my belly button, but on my arms or my legs or my face, I kind of avoid putting bergamot. But in the winter, it's not a big deal, but in the summer, I kind of avoid putting bergamot on topically like that. I'll just use it for perfume, and I love diffusing it. It's the essence that's used in Earl Grey tea, so you can make your own Earl Grey tea with some bergamot. EWG.org, thanks for putting that in the chat, Kelsey. Skincare lines. So these are the different lines of skincare that doTERRA offers. And you may have tried some of these. If you've tried Virage, just let us know what you've tried and what your experience was. This is my favorite skincare line. Now, based on your skin type, some people absolutely love this, and some people prefer the anti-aging skin line. I love this because it's not heavy, and so it's a great balancer for my oily prone skin, and it helps me keep that oil in check. So I use the cleanser, I use the moisturizer, I use the serum. It fell. I knocked it all over, but you can see some of these things. And I use the toner. I use all of it. I love it. I'm obsessed. I don't think I would ever change my skincare. It's worked so well for me. It's really evened up my skin tone. This Immortelle serum is absurd. It's so good. I really love using it with my gua sha products and my roller. This is the serum I use in the morning, and then I use the Yarrow Palm at night. I'm going to talk a little bit more about how I do it. But love me some Virage. It's plant-based. Joyce loves Virage too. It's good because it's vegan. So if you're looking for a vegan option, Virage is great. HD Clear is the line for blemishes. So if you're dealing more with, keeping your skin and your pores clear, then this is a great option. It's got a cleanser, it's got a moisturizer, and the HD Clear. So I do take some things from some of the other lines, and I like to use the HD Clear roller. Oh my gosh, cleanser is a great option if you do need to do that oil control. So Allie, if that's a concern for you, you may want to try the HD Clear cleanser instead of the Virage. The Essential Skincare line, so this has been repackaged a little bit. This is a slightly older picture, but this is the anti-aging line. So if you're looking for more hydration, if your skin is dry, if you're dealing with sagging, lines, wrinkles, this is a great line. And I do use a lot of these products. I use this anti-aging eye cream. This stuff is awesome. And a lot of people get scared by this thing. They're like, what do I do with, I don't know what to do with this. So the key is this little thing to just squeeze out like the tiniest bit of product. You have to do it really lightly so you don't get too much. So see if you can see this. I have like just a tiny bit of product on my roller, and then I'll apply it to my eye and I'll just get it all there. And then I roll. The whole point of this is to roll and create more flow under the eye. It helps with lymphatic drainage. It feels friggin' amazing. This is especially nice to do at night before you go to sleep because it just relaxes everything. And then, you know, I'll get up here a little bit with these crow things. What are they? Crow's feet things. And gentle. You want to do it gently, not too hard. You're just kind of giving yourself a little love under your eyes, going around, up and around. You want to do the lift. You want to go this way because you're lifting the brow, and then you're lifting. And then you could do the same thing on the other eye. If you need a little bit more product, just press super lightly. Don't do a full pump because you're going to get too much product and it's going to be annoying. And then just do the same thing on the other side. So a little bit of rolling around, up and around. It feels so flipping good. It's one of my favorite doTERRA products. The tightening serum is also good to use on the neck. It's got a moisturizer, a toner. The brightening gel is great to use at night if you're looking to even your skin tone. So if you have like dark spots or red spots, the brightening gel is awesome. And it comes in a different package than this. I actually just used up the last of my brightening gels, so Virage is your favorite. Okay, Kelsey said it took a bit of adjusting for your skin, especially with all the scents, but your skin feels so amazing now. However, you were disappointed with how fast the serum ran out. Okay, here's a trick to keep your serum lasting longer. And I don't know if you've tried this, but let me grab this. So what I do to make it so that I don't have to use as much as my serum, after I cleanse my skin, I spritz the toner on, and I just do one little pump of serum, put it on my fingertips, and then I pat my whole face, and then I get my entire face. So I only need to use one tiny little pump of serum. So if your skin is wet from the toner, you have to use much less of your serum, and it lasts so much longer. Okay, Yarrow Palm. Y'all, I don't know how I lived without this product as long as I lived. If you don't use this, I highly recommend it, especially if you're dealing with hormonal imbalances. This is an expensive oil. Get it free with your LRP points. If you're not maximizing your LRP points, you are missing out. The LRP allows you to accumulate up to 30% back on every purchase that you make. You start off at 10%, but over the course of a year, you work up to 30% back. So on top of your 25% wholesale discount, you're getting an additional 30% back in product points. That's 55% off retail. So every couple of months, I've got like 150 points, and I get my Yarrow Palm for free. I can get sandalwood, I can get frankincense, I can get whatever I want for free with my points. So, you know, just keep in mind, if you don't know how to redeem your points or you don't know how many points you have, just ask the person who signed you up with doTERRA, or ask me, and I can guide you to how to find them and use them, because it's a huge savings. And so you don't even have to pay for this. You can just get it for free with your points. So the Yarrow Palm is like Botox in a bottle. It's like natural Botox in a bottle. This stuff is so hydrating, and at the same time, it's balancing your hormones. So it's helping with everything. It's just helping with that natural youthful glow. You can take this internally under the tongue morning and night. And you can also do what I did with the toner. So spritz my face with toner. And then I take like a little bit of this Yarrow Palm. I put a drop here, 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 here. And then I'll just like a little bit like blend it in a bit. And then I get my gua sha tool. And my skin is hydrated because I have the toner still on it. And then I start my gua sha practice. So I'm going up the neck with my gua sha tool, and you want to kind of get it like flat against your skin. So really only your thumb is between your skin and the tool. When you get it flat and then lifting, you're like lifting and smoothing the skin here. And I like to use the serrated part for this. It feels so freaking good. I love doing this at night while I'm watching Love Island. Just do it for like a half an hour. Love Island, Australia. And then go up each side, do one side of your face and then do the other side. And what's cool, if you do one side first, you'll see the difference in the lift than on the other side. So then you take this part, this is like the heart part, and you go flat again, gently, lifting up, and you're contouring your jawline this way. Try to do it as flat as you can. And you don't want to pull too hard and you don't want to press too hard. It's light. And if you hydrate with the toner, it glides along better. And then you go up with your cheeks. And you could do this as many times as feels good. You kind of do it under your brow or under your oh my gosh, under your eye. And then over the brow, and kind of like lift up here. Again, trying to keep it flat. Can kind of do a little like poodly there just to kind of get the lymphatic system flowing. And then you can go up. You can also use this serrated part if you're wanting to erase any sort of fine lines. You just like a little like eraser if you want to kind of spread the skin here. If you also are getting the 11s here, you can do a little eraser, very light and gentle. And lifting up here. And then after you finish that side, you go up, around, down, drain out whatever stuff you unleashed and loosened up, down and around, down your lymph, because you want to make sure that it's going to flow out of your body. And then could keep it a little bit flatter against my skin like this. And then I can see already my skin is lifted. Can you see the difference? Like this side is saggier than this side. Isn't that insane? I can totally see the difference. So then you do the other side, same thing like we did on the other side here, here, up the brow, little thingy, you know, little eraser, and then back down the side here. You can also do like up the chest and over the shoulders. You can do full body gua sha. But I definitely recommend making sure that your skin is not dry. You want it to be like thick oil, like yarrow palm. This is what I do at night. And then put on your toner first so it gives it a nice canvas. Also, the yarrow palm capsules, taking these at night. So the serving size suggestion is 2. So take 2 capsules at night. So I would say like you could take it with dinner or before you go to bed. And then this yarrow palm body serum, after I get out of the shower, my body's still wet, I will put a couple of pumps of this in my hand. And then because my body is wet, I only need a couple of pumps of it because it'll spread all over my skin much more easily because my skin is wet. So that's my tip for extending the life of your product. You have to use much less product if you're working on a canvas that is already moist. Okay, yarrow palm, we love you. All right. We talked about the skincare, the sun care. These are the 4 products that they released. This body spray is still in stock, but the cream and the stick sold out. And I believe the after sun spray is still available. So if you haven't placed your order yet this month, you can get them. They might sell out. Yeah, for now they're in stock. They're probably not going to come back in stock until 4Q, which is like December, January, which is kind of silly because it's winter. But a lot of people go to like Mexico or Cancun, or yeah, Cancun's in Mexico. They'll just go to some island, the Caribbean in the winter, to get away from the winter weather. So if that's you, then you can have your skincare then, your sun care then. There's a whole line of spa products. A lot of people don't know that this stuff exists, but I keep this hand cream. This is the Citrus Bliss hand cream. I keep this by my hand wash in the bathroom in the kitchen. So after I wash dishes, I just put the moisturizer on, and then I have one by my bedside table so I moisturize my hands before I go to sleep. I love the body wash. The body butter is really luxurious. It's especially really nice on your legs if your legs get dry. or the bottoms of your feet. If your feet get cracked, putting that body butter on your feet at night before you go to sleep. Just put some socks on. It's so lovely. You could add in a little extra geranium or ylang ylang if you're trying to get your feet less scaly. There is a hand and body lotion that's unscented, so you could add your own oils to it. This mud mask. Okay, Joyce, can we talk about how much we love the mud mask? We're obsessed with this mud mask. I use this at least once a week, sometimes more often. And my favorite oil to put in it is Blue Tansy. And I turn into a little Smurf. Blue Tansy is so hydrating. It's like one of the hot ingredients in skincare products right now. You might notice if you're on Instagram and you get a lot of the skincare ads like I do, everything is Blue Tansy right now. It is so good. This is another expensive oil that you can get with your points, and it lasts long. I only need to put like 1 or 2 drops of Blue Tansy and mix it with this mask. But the mask is very, it's meant to purify the skin, so it pulls all the toxins out, and it can make your skin look red, but it's not allergy or irritation. It's that the bentonite clay is pulling all of the blood flow to the skin surface. And then the Blue Tansy helps with hydrating. So bentonite clay is naturally drying, and then the Blue Tansy helps to hydrate and also helps to, with skin tone, with just kind of the whole anti-aging property situation. There are lip balms. These are awesome. They taste really good, because if you're putting something on your lips, you want to know that it's safe to eat, right? Because you're going to be licking it and drinking water and it's going in your mouth. So these are great options to use. They have bar soap. There's also this body scrub that's lovely. After you use it, it leaves this like nice hydrated layer of oil on your body. So when you come out of the shower, you feel really hydrated. Foundational supplements, we talked about this. Lifelong Vitality Pack is a must. The digestive enzyme is also really helpful. If you find that you're breaking out a lot, it could be that you're not digesting your food properly. So adding in a digestive enzyme will help you to break down the fats, carbohydrates, and proteins in your food better, so it's absorbed into your skin better. Absorbed into your cells better, and then your body's gonna detox better, because when things are coming out through the skin, it means our channels of elimination are blocked. So this digestive enzyme will just help to open that all up and ensure that your food is getting digested properly. It can help if you have leaky gut, and also the probiotics can help with that as well. I like these probiotics because they're enterically coated, meaning all the bugs aren't gonna get killed by your stomach acid. It's got an extra layer of coating to make sure that the probiotic can get into your intestines where it's meant to populate. So the digestive enzyme breaks down your food, and the probiotic helps to populate the healthy gut flora in your intestines so that you're pooping well, you're absorbing all your nutrients properly. And so this is sort of like the trifecta of foundational nutrition: the Lifelong Vitality Pack, the digestive enzyme, and the probiotic. This is the game changer for me. I barely break out. I break out if I haven't been eating great, or if I notice I haven't been hydrating enough, or if I've missed a couple days of my supplements, which happens because I'm human. But if I stick to this protocol, my skin is so clear. Now, if you are breaking out and you're trying to figure out, or if you have wrinkles in certain areas, your face is a map to your organs. Mother Nature's so amazing. It kind of like just gave us this insight. So if you're getting the 11s, or if you're getting it here, wrinkles here are connected to bladder. Wrinkles here are connected to liver, or if they're a little higher, you have like the 3s here, small intestines. Above the eyebrows is heart. Here is stomach. Here is lungs. Here is hormones, heart, large intestines. So if you're getting laugh lines, connected to large intestines. Doing regular cleansing, enemas or colonics, getting the lymph flow moving, making sure you're pooping at least 3 to 5 times a day, that will help all of this. So feel free to screenshot this if you want it. And if you want me to read your face, I'm happy to give you a face map reading. So you can send me a picture of your skin, or we can hop on Zoom and I can read it for you. Ooh, Joyce has a new book, Your Face Never Lies. Yeah, so good. And if you're getting bags or dark circles under your eyes, it's kidney flow, it's your chi, it's the energy, it's the life force of your body. So we want to work on kidney support, and that can be a way cleansing is a way to support your kidneys. And not spiking your cortisol levels will help your kidneys function as well. You're not going to exhaust your adrenals. Okay, so I showed you the gua sha technique. There's different tools you can use. It's becoming very popular. If you're on Instagram, you probably might see a lot of this stuff, but I like to use this sometimes. It feels so good, and the rolling is just like so gentle. I use the big part for, you know, my cheeks, and then I'll use this little one in between here and above my eyebrows. Or you can use your gua sha tool. There are a lot of different versions of this stuff. You can't really go wrong. So I would just find something, whatever appeals to you, strikes your fancy, I would go for it. This is my daily routine. Again, you can feel free to take a screenshot of this. I'm very committed to my daily skincare routine. It's really important for me. Number one, I'm an actor, so I'm on camera a lot, but it just makes me feel good. I just love the self-care. It speaks to my divine feminine energy to be taking care of myself and focusing on my beautification process. And I don't think wanting to look beautiful is selfish or narcissistic or vain. I think it's just a joy of being human, that we get to feel good and look good and please ourselves and please others. So whatever floats your boat, I'm all for it. But a big portion of my skincare routine is my supplementation, drinking oils in my water, making sure that I am exfoliating my body, that I'm hydrating my body, I'm oiling my body up. So you can see here that, you know, this may look like a lot, but if you're not doing a lot of these things, you can pick one thing that you want to commit to. Like maybe you're just going to add in some lemon oil and water and Terrazyme every morning. I put all my products where I can see them so I won't forget. So I just make it so much part of my my daily habit and routine that it's impossible for me to forget, because when I go to brush my teeth, I see my eye roller, or I see the mud mask, or I see where all of my products are. When I get up in the morning to drink my water, all my oils are by where I pour my water. So it's hard for me to forget. I also, a trick is I have a little what is it, like a dish by where I watch TV at night, and I have a bunch of my skincare products there, so I remember to do my gua sha while I'm watching Love Island. So it's nice. You can make it just a fun thing for you instead of feeling like a chore. The Reveal skincare system is something I like to do weekly. This is the exfoliation system. If you don't want to make your own sugar scrub at home, this Reveal skincare system is amazing. It's a 2-step process, super gentle on skin, and it's really good to reveal like the fresh skin underneath the dead skin that might need to be sloughed off. Infrared saunas are also really amazing. I'm obsessed with them. And because we're getting all this blue light all day, getting the red light helps to balance things out. So it's really good for detoxifying the body, number one, but also stimulating collagen and just bringing the cells back to life. We talked about colonics, and then quarterly doing the doTERRA cleanse. I recommend doing this seasonally, at minimum once a year, but seasonally would be ideal. The Zendocrine oil and soft gels help to balance hormones and cleanse the body. GX Assist cleanse the gut. DDR Prime rejuvenates the cells. It's just so powerful, and this is something that I'm really committed to because I've seen the results for myself doing this consistently over time. Okay, we're getting close to the end, and I'm going to raffle off some products soon, but I want to give you a sense of how you can incorporate this logistically into your monthly purchasing, because since all of you are, I think everyone here, let me just double check, everyone here is a customer and I think you're all on LRP. It's the smartest way to get your products, and so you can get credits back on all of these purchases. If you wanted to get an anti-aging bundle, I would recommend getting the Yaropalm Nutritive Duo. And then you can get these Yaropalm capsules and the brightening gel for free with your points. You could also get the Nutritive Duo with your points and then flip it and get the other stuff free. You can add on, excuse me, talking a lot. You can add on the hydrating cream. I love to put that on at night after I do the Yaropalm. I put the hydrating cream on just as like a protection while I'm sleeping. And then the anti-aging eye cream, which was this roller guy, and that is a 168 PV order. If you order this before the 15th of the month, you're going to automatically get the free product of the month, because at 125 PV by the 15th, you get the free product of the month. And this month it's red mandarin, which is delicious, tastes good, smells good. You can put it in perfume, you can put it in your diffuser, you can put it in your water. And then an example for a continuing LRP order in the future is adding on the Lifelong Vitality Pack, the Terrazyme, the PV Assist, and then the Tightening Serum. This would be a 130 PV order, and you would get your free product of the month next month as well. You also now get free shipping. If your order is 100 PV, your shipping is free. If it's anything less than 100, your shipping isn't free. You pay $6.99 for it. But as long as your order is 50 PV, you're accumulating points. Anything less than 50 PV, you're paying the shipping and you're not accumulating points. So in a lot of cases, say you're doing a 35 PV order and you're accumulating 30% back on your order, you might as well add 15 PV worth of stuff to get to 50, because you're going to earn that $15 back in points. So keep that in mind when you're strategizing your orders and you're trying to qualify for things. At that 30% mark, it makes sense to do the 50 PV, because anything above 35 PV is gonna, anything 35 PV, around 35 PV, if you add on the 15 PV, you're gonna get that back in points. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. Next bundle is the brightening bundle. So if you just want more bright, glowy skin, this is the bundle I'd recommend for you. I'm always gonna recommend Yarrow Pom and the capsules and the brightening gel, but then I might add the Immortelle oil, that roller bottle. And then you can get the Lifelong Vitality Pack, the Terrazyme, the PV Assist, and the Reveal skincare system. So the Lifelong Vitality Pack, Terrazyme, PV Assist, that's going to be pretty much every month. And then you can kind of add in the Reveal skincare one month. You could add in the Mud Mask and the Blue Tansy another month. So you can kind of cycle through the things that you might need to add to your skincare routine. If you're wanting to balance hormones because you're breaking out, or you're finding that your skin's sagging, or you're having wrinkles, that's all related to hormones. This would be what I would recommend: Yarrow Pom capsules, brightening gel, HD Clear for if you're breaking out, and then Clary Calm is the women's monthly blend that helps to balance hormones. You can put that on the inside of your ankles, on your wrists, and around your abdomen daily, especially the weeks leading up to your period, to help balance your hormones. And then Lifelong Vitality Pack, Terrazyme, PV Assist, and phytoestrogen is a supplement that can help with balancing hormones. Joyce mentioned, this is a good point. If you do an order less than 100 PV and you pay the $6.99 shipping, you get $5 back in shipping in points. So the 5 PV will go into your rewards bank. So that is a benefit. You will pay the $6.99, but you get $5 worth of points returned to you. Thanks for mentioning that, Joyce. That's a good point. Okay, so if you want to make some DIY stuff, you can go to the doTERRA blog if you're into that and you want to just know exactly the ingredients and you want to make everything at home and you want to experiment with different blends and you want to be like a little sciencey person at home. Then you can go to the doTERRA blog. There's tons of recipes for products that you can make at home. Just remember, the shelf life is shorter, so you don't want to keep anything more than a couple of weeks. But yeah, if you just Google doTERRA blog DIY, tons of recipes will pop up. I think there might even be an ebook that you can reference for different DIY recipes. Did you miss the bubble? I missed the bubble. The bubble diffuser sold out so fast. It was like my head, I like barely opened my eyes and the bubble was sold out. So they are offering it from now until September 30th. You can earn the bubble for free plus a bottle of Motivate just by referring people to doTERRA. So a lot of folks, you're just here as customers, which is awesome. There is no requirement to sell doTERRA or share about doTERRA. But if you miss the bubble and you really want it, and you have people in your life who could benefit from this, whether it's for skincare or if it's for hormone health or it's for digestion or whatever health concerns that they tend to be complaining about, if you feel like they're open to natural solutions, maybe they've been borrowing some of your essential oils or they're asking you what you're doing because you look so good, you can invite them to watch this replay. I will send out the replay afterwards. Or they can attend a one-to-one consult with your oils mentor. So that might be me, it might be Joyce, it might be Star, it might be Nicole. If they attend a consult, or if it's you, if you're building the business and you're watching, if they attend a consult and they get a bundle, you'll get credits towards these goodies. So you'll get the bubble and the Motivate bottle if 3 people that you know get a bundle. And if 5 people you know get a bundle, you'll get the bubble diffuser, the Motivate, and this rose glow mist that is not sold by doTERRA. And then the person who gets a bundle will also get $50 worth of product credits if they do the bundle plus the LRP suggestion that I did in the month following. So with the LLV and the Terrazyme and the PB Assist. So it's a nice way to introduce people to doTERRA if you feel inspired to do that. I'm offering the free face mapping and personal skincare protocols. So anybody who does get a bundle will get that free. They will get a free one-to-one Zoom session to get the free face mapping and their personal skincare protocol based on what's going on with their face and any other issues that they might be having with their skin. Any questions? Any questions? Feel free to unmute yourself if you want to ask verbally. If you have any lingering questions, pop them in the chat. While we're doing this, I am just going to do a random name picker and pick some winners. I have 2 gifts that I'm giving away. And for those of you who are here, you're going to get entered and I'm going to randomly pick people. So we've got Alita, Allie, Erica, Carlene, Kelsey. Did I miss anybody? I didn't say your name, let me know. Okay, cool. I hope this was helpful. If you want to pop in the chat the #1 thing that you took away from this that you're going to start doing, I would love to know what resonated with you. It might be one thing, it might be a couple of things. Just let me know what's one thing that you were like, oh my gosh, I never knew that, or oh my gosh, I definitely want to start doing that. Pop that in the chat while I pick these names. And the first thing I'm going to raffle off is myrrh. Myrrh. So a lot of people don't know about myrrh. They don't use myrrh, but I'm going to tell you, myrrh is amazing. It is just as powerful as frankincense. Frankincense, myrrh, and gold were for baby Jesus. So if it's good enough for baby Jesus, good enough for us. Myrrh is so powerful. It is amazing for hydrating the skin and for evening skin tone. You can add it to your serums. You can add it to your moisturizers. Love me some myrrh. Kelsey's cleaning her diffuser. Yes, girl, please do. Biggest thing, taking information for your little brother, looking for a multivitamin. Yeah, I would highly recommend the doTERRA. And the key with the Lifelong Vitality Pack is taking the omega with the multivitamin so that the multivitamin is more bioavailable in the system. Okay, first winner of myrrh. Myrrh is just funny to say. Oh, Erica won the myrrh. So this is undiluted. You can add this to a roller bottle and use it. You can add it to your skincare serums or moisturizers, like I mentioned. Congratulations, Erica. Carlene's going to start using her gua sha. Love it. It is so good. It feels amazing. It's so relaxing. It's really good to do at night to help with sleep. Okay, next thing and last thing I'm raffling off, bottle of Yarrow Palm capsules. These little gold nuggets in a bottle. Erica could win again. Let's see how lucky she is today. Oh no, it's Allie. Oops. Where'd Allie's name go? Who was Allie? Oh, a pop-up came up, that's why. Allie won the Yarrow Palm capsules. Woo! Yay! But hopefully you all feel like winners because we all got to hang out together and you got to learn all of these amazing skincare tips and tools. Any lingering questions and you want to ask me, maybe you didn't want to bring it up on this Zoom chat, feel free to send me a private message on Facebook. You can email me, amanda@realessentialalchemy.com. Amanda@realessentialalchemy.com. You can find me on Instagram @AmandaBrumel. Feel free to follow me if you like. But don't hesitate to reach out if anything pops up tomorrow and you're like, oh man, I should have asked her that. You can just message me. But I appreciate you all for being here on a Wednesday night. You could be doing so many other things like watching Love Island. Maybe you are watching Love Island and me at the same time. And oh good, I'm glad you got the information you needed, Alita. Hope you all have a wonderful night. Take care. If there's anyone in your life who you want to introduce to this, let us know and we'll take it from there.